Hello everyone, this is Ross from retrodreambeam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we're shipping out today and Wednesday. We'll have to ship out the Tuesday stuff, but I already did that video. But this is a lot more stuff. A lot of stuff's been selling. So the first thing, I'm just going to jump right into it. We're short on time. This is going to be Dark Magician Girl. This is a Dice Masters card. I actually had these Dice Master cards without the dice. This is what like the little symbols do. I'll still sell the cards. Sometimes people just collect them as is. So I had a lot of 24 of these cards, or 23 for like 10 bucks, sent an offer for 7, and someone just wanted one card for 5 bucks. Normally I don't get rid of my listings and deconstruct them to do like individual stuff unless if it's worth my time. 5 bucks for this. People love Dark Magician Girl. They also love Yugi. They also love Dark Magician, and then Blue Eyes, White Dragon, Red Eyes, Black Dragon, stuff like that. So 5 bucks for that plus shipping. Everything's gonna be plus shipping. All right, moving along, we have a combo order. This is 2 Dungeons and Dragons. I think they're like 3rd edition. These are gonna be like outside modules, like not the official D&D ones, but they allow other people to make them. So this is gonna be the D20 system right there, so you can tell it's gonna use D&D. Wonders Out of Time. This is Eden Odyssey. This is just going to be like an adventure module for a dungeon master to use for their players. And then this one I've sold a couple times. This is like a double-sided one, so I don't know if this was just 2 mini campaign scenarios or if it was just like a tester one, like those free RPG day things. But yeah, to stand on hallowed ground right here. So yeah, kind of like a spooky themed in this one. Also says to stand on hallowed ground. So maybe this is just a 2-part series. So you're supposed to do it in 2 different sessions. People like to read RPG books and use them for their plays. That was 13 bucks for the 2 of them combined. So nothing too crazy. All right, moving along. We got this for free at a convention. I was kind of surprised and shocked. This is by Catalyst Games. This is going to be Shadowrun Under Shadows. This is a full-fledged novel. Right there, they had like a section went to like I think it was RPG convention, and they had like take some books for free, and you can also go read them nearby like their booth. And I was like, really? Like Anetta didn't think that was true at the time. She's like, you can have that one. Don't you have to buy them? Like, I don't know. They had some free ones there, and I asked them there, and they said yeah. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Ended up selling this for $18. Someone said they wanted like a perfect condition. Shadowrun is really good stuff. This is a newer one, obviously, but yeah, Shadowrun, just in general, the older stuff, I've sold even damaged stuff for good amounts. So, all right, it kind of has like a cyberpunk, futuristic, sci-fi, fantasy theme to it. That's kind of like, it's like more of a hipster one, but people like it. All right, next up is going to be a complete set without the box, which those boxes weren't too crazy. This is going to be DC deck building game, but this is the Teen Titans expansion. DC deck building, the base game is such a really good game. It was like one of the first few modern board games I got into. I think it was around 2008 or 9 when I played a bunch of it. I probably played it like a couple hundred times. Even though I don't like DC as like as the characters that much, they're just okay to me. The base game was really good. So you pick like a hero, and you're purchasing a bunch of cards. There's also like super villains and regular villains to defeat. There also are ways to get like points, and then to also use your character's special abilities. Once the last supervillain gets knocked out by someone, everyone goes into their deck. Some cards will be worth points, and whoever has the most points wins. Super fun deck building game. Like, even to this day, I think it was a pretty fun one. $19.03. They also have a couple Lord of the Rings ones as well. I think they're by Cryptozoic, the brand. So they have a lot of different like themes and stuff. They're all fun. If you like kind of doing a quick deck building game, you like card games, but you don't want to like, spend a bunch of money for collectible rares and stuff. This is like, you buy it, you get it. That was just without the box. Next up is going to be this. This is going to be Legion of Everblight 2010 faction deck. I think this is the MK2 one, which is going to be their older version of their game. This is going to be the fantasy version of War Machine and Hordes. This is Hordes. Legion of Everblight are kind of like the undead dragon type of peoples or type of faction. So a lot of people like them. It was a pretty powerful faction. But yeah, I got this at auction. I wrote down $3.75. That's how much I spent on it. It must have been from a bigger collection. And then this sold for $11.19. All right. Next, I do think the older ones sell for more. Moving along, we have this. This is going to be Star Wars X-Wing. This is just going to be the combat deck. I think it's the crit cards or whatever as well. So this is just like the full-fledged deck. Sometimes people get like missing cards or they get damaged, or maybe they want to like mix and match and make their own combat deck. But yeah, this little pack of cards, I got like a loose Star Wars X-Wing like box with no miniatures, I think. But yeah, this ended up going $7.27 to a repeat buyer for international shipping. Been getting a lot of international sales recently, like a ton. And also a lot of people messaging and kind of saying like, oh, the shipping's too expensive. Can you do anything about it? And we can't, but we had a lot of interest and a lot of people buying stuff. All right. We just have to make sure that we have the weights correct and then the dimensions, because like the more accurate the weight and the smaller and more precise the dimension, the cheaper it will be for international. For local, it doesn't matter as much. Sometimes it might, a couple ounces might not actually change the price, but for international, it does. All right, next up, Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I've gotten a bunch of these like core rule books before. This is just like a basic one. This isn't like a hardcover or anything. I find them fairly often. This is going to repeat buyer for $5. So like I said, nothing too fancy. Everything adds up though. All right, moving along, we have Violent Dawn, The Time of the Unraveling, Denizens of Avandu right here. This is going to be a hardcover RPG book. This is probably going to be some kind of module right here. I have no idea what this one's particularly about. It does say in the back that it works with Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition, so that's also, I think, what Pathfinder uses. So people love this kind of stuff. This one has like a really cool art cover. They might just get this as like a book piece and they might just read the lore and stuff, or who knows, they also might use it as like an adventure. All right, moving along. I took a lower offer for this. I had these for $80. This is going to be Magi Nation. I got this at auction. I did not write down the price. I think I got this really cheap because no one bid on me for like, it was basically a collection of dead card game stuff. I think he got it for like 20 or 30 bucks. I got super lucky. No one cared at that particular auction. That was like, you show up at auction, sometimes a bunch of people care. Well, if you show up and no one cares about it, you get lucky. I got lucky. So that was like my one lucky break. But yeah, this is just 100 commons and uncommons for this Magi Nation game. I believe this is like kind of like a precursor to like Magic the Gathering. I believe this actually might even have been by Wizards of the Coast. Was it? No, Interactive Imagination Corp. But yeah, just commons and uncommons. These are kind of like heavily used. Someone sent an offer for $40 and I just took it because I saw a lot of other lots of these cards, commons and uncommons, for like 50 or 60. So I was like, okay, they properly said in the messages. They noticed that they were more worn down. So I'm like, okay, at least they're aware of the condition, so I don't have to worry about returns. So I'll take a lower offer. But all right, I always keep an eye out for that stuff. Last auction I was at, there was a bunch of sealed packs with a bunch of cards as well for Imagination, but I lost a bit on that one. I think it went up to like $100 or something. I was tight on money. That was the one where I got the World of Warcraft trading card game. I got that instead. That kind of blew most of my savings for the particular auction. I'm careful with the eBay stuff to make sure that we're like incrementally advancing and not trying to go too all in. All right, next up is going to be, I don't want to go to risk too much. We have this right over here. This one's super cool. This is like a Roman catapult right here. This is going to be a metal miniature. Super cool one. Like, they're going to build this. I forgot what brand this was. Oh, it says the Old Guard. I don't know. I just thought like this particular type of miniature was cool. It's gonna be, you're gonna like actually, the instruction booklet, you're gonna have like this catapult. So yeah, this ended up going for $14. All right. Yeah, I do see it. Her cat's tail, she thinks she's hiding, but like her tail is like swishing underneath the blanket. She thinks she's like hidden though. All right. Moving along, we have this. This is a super old listing. This is some kind of like vintage wooden teddy bear. It has like movable arms and legs. I don't know if we would get something like this anytime now, but we had it. It was listed, sold for $9.98. I can see that our backdrop was like the old dollar store backdrop, the whiteboard, which I still use sometimes. Like, it's a pretty good starting point. We now have a photo box, or a couple of them, but they're not even like crazy photo boxes. So we're still only like one tier above like the basic stuff. $9.98. All right, someone's gonna appreciate it. Moving along, you can't see this because I wrapped this up like a protective ball thing right here. I want to make sure that this didn't get damaged in storage. This is going to be a mug. It's like State of Colorado. It's like Gamers Investigator or some Investigator Gaming Division mug. So I have no idea what particular club or faction or who knows, like whatever it's labeled. But yeah, I will get like unique mugs occasionally. I used to get a lot more. I like them. They kind of are slightly heavy to ship. You have to make sure that they don't get damaged. This is probably overkill for the bin at the storage unit. I can tell I did this a long time ago. $9.72. So yeah, that's why I don't know. Like, mugs can sell for a lot. I personally like collecting my own mugs and stuff for coffee. So I know people care about it. All right. Next up is going to be Disney Rapunzel's. This is Maximus, I believe his name. This is going to be the horsey. Another like the Rapunzel movie a lot. She likes the horse a lot too. We got this like a long time ago. There was like a couple of thrift stores where there's just they were like a lot of cheap toys. This is probably like our first few months of going and searching for stuff. So it took a while for this one. A lot of people were sending offers on this, too low offers. Like, they were offers that were low. Eventually someone finally picked up for $14.39. All right, next up, like I said before, this is going to be a clear Ultimate Guard Boulder deck box for 80 counts. That just means it's not going to be for Magic the Gathering Commander, which is unfortunate. If you're grabbing deck boxes, the ones that can hold 100 cards are generally better than the 80 cards, because most people who play Magic the Gathering play Commander. Therefore, this wouldn't fit their deck. But Ultimate Guard Boulder deck boxes are going to be like, they're super sturdy. They have this, like, they just kind of like, you pull on this and then they pop open, but then they also snap shut really well. And also you can technically stand on them and they won't break. I've seen people test it out before. I always don't like doing tests like that, but I have seen someone do it. That stuff just makes me uncomfortable. But yeah, $9 for this. All these deck boxes came in a Warhammer Underworlds collection with a bunch of cards, rival decks. And when I was listing the decks, I was like, I think the deck boxes and the sleeves are going to sell before the actual cards. And I've been correct. This is the second one. $9, nothing too fancy, but I was just, an extra little thing from a collection. All right, moving along, we have 5 of these. I could not identify them. These are going to be metal miniature, different flags and barriers. Super cool. They have like really cool designs. So I couldn't figure out like what game they went to, but I took really good pictures and good measurements. Someone eventually came along and agreed that they were also cool. Like I thought $8.39. That's usually like scraps from like miniature collections, and sometimes they'll just be like, what are these? I'm like, oh, someone's going to want to use these to customize something. All right, next up we have a Jolly Green Giant. I think he's from like the peas or green beans or something. Yeah, we have the little plushie. I think it's like a custom one, like someone made it. I'm not too sure. I got this from a storage unit flipper who gets all types of storage units, like car ones and vintage ones and stuff like that. So yeah, this was like hard to research. It was pretty dirty. You can't really tell from, I had a double baggied. I'm not too sure. That's just how I had it at the storage unit. $11.99 for him. All right. I think this is last up for the day. We have, three things, but one's not in front of me. We had, this is going to be War of the Spark Magic the Gathering to Bolt sticker. So this was a promotional sticker for some kind of event during War of the Spark. I forgot what year that was. Was that 2018 or 2016 or something? Let me see what it says. Oh, it says 2019 on the sticker down here. But yeah, they would have these different Planeswalkers stickers as promotionals. I don't know if it was for pre-release or release, or if there's like some other special event, but I got a handful of these stickers. I have another to Bolt. He's a red Planeswalker. He's kind of like a meme one. People like him. I don't know if I'm sure they've probably made new to Bolt cards since I've played a long time ago. I'm sure of it. I think there was one at least. But yeah, $10 for this promotional sticker. Super cool. Like, that's a cool like collectible item that I'm glad someone picked up, because that stuff is really limited, and then over time a lot of it will be like tossed out or as a sticker consumed, and then it becomes more and more rare. It's like this cool Magic the Gathering side collection that you have. Rather than just having your cards, you'll have like extra stuff. All right, this sold on Bonanza. This is going to be a set of 5. These are going to be pretty good, like quality poker dice right here. People like to pick up all sorts of dice and playing card decks and stuff like that. So I run across these occasionally when I get like dice collections. And then I think there was some kind of jacket that Aneta sold on Bakari, I think for either $8 or $10. We probably got it for free or really cheap. So it was just an extra little bit. Everything adds up. We're not above $8 or $10. But yeah, that's everything. I had to go fast. Sorry for that. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look at our links down below. Have a good one.